Hello everyone, we're back. We're back on the blue truck, the lowrider. I said in my last video that I wanted to hear it run in this video. So we're gonna try and get this thing running. We got to put a new distributor in it. I got the radiator for it. I did get some stuff for the doors to fix those. So let's just go ahead and get started on it. I think you guys can see a little bit better like that now. So, like I said, I got a new distributor. Brought it up to top dead center. And when I put it in, on this distributor, I want these here facing out this way. But yet I want number one, this one here, to be aimed toward number one cylinder. And so I'm gonna put this in and I'll bring you back because it's just gonna be a mess and everything, but I don't know if I'm doing it right. I think I am. I've done them before like that, and being 180 is 180 out of timing is definitely likely. It's happened many times before. So I'll bring you back in just a minute. Also, a couple other little tips. These little screws that are on the side of the cap, you want to try and use a nut driver. I mean, there's a screwdriver, a Phillips head on top, but I found that usually they end up stripping out with the Phillips head, and especially on one that's been on the car for a while, because for some reason they want to rust down here so they don't come out very well. That's why also when you put these back in, you want to make sure that you put a little anti-seize on them. That way you are able to still use screws to put them back in. I've seen where people have had to drill those out and put bigger screws in them or something, or put nuts on the bottom and put screws in it, and there's all sorts of configurations. But just try to use a nut driver and put anti-seize on these little bolts for the threads. Save yourself a lot of headaches later on down the road. I believe I've got it where I want it. You can see that, well, there's a little black mark on it, right? Oh, I guess you can't see it, but there's a black mark right here. And the tip points toward that, which is pointing toward number one. So I think that's where I want that. It's not too bad to put those in there or anything. Sometimes the oil pump, there's a shaft with like some prongs on it that you might have to get in there and turn a little bit, but it's not too bad putting those in. Anti-seize is on the screws, like I suggested, but I did take a screwdriver, a small one, and run them down. I just didn't tighten them until I had a nut driver. That's what you guys were seeing me and switching back and forth and stuff. Now I will get everything plugged in. I still have to go buy wires yet and plugs, so I'll bring you back when I get all that stuff around and put it on here. It's a different day, and I've decided that I think I want to go a different direction with this. Instead of this metal bracket, whatever they got going on here, I have aluminum ones that I believe I'm gonna try to put on here and see if those work. So I'm having to wait for parts and everything for this motor. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swap out these brackets and Hopefully they look nicer than this and are more rigid than what this one is, because this one's got a cut on it where they like bent the tensioner one way and just all sorts of a mess. So let's get started on that. Got the pump tore apart. Didn't tear it up too bad. I was getting frustrated. I was gonna cut it, which you guys saw. But now I got the shaft for the puller. I used this piece of junk right here first. Didn't do too good with it. So then I got this one I found that I had. So I used that one. And it got the pulley pulled out enough where I could get the bolt out. But now I got this shaft stuck in there, so I got to figure out how to get that out of there. But I think I'm done for tonight, so I'll bring you back tomorrow. I have no idea where I left off on this at. It's been a few days since I've been out here. I have thrown some parts at it. Had to get that fitting right there for the intake. Got that taken care of. I have some plug wires I want to run on it and everything. I think, I put this other bracket on instead of this bracket here because I just didn't like the way that bracket was. So I put this one on. Had to get a couple other little, like a sensor and just little nitpicky little things that I had to get. So let me go ahead and get you guys set up and turned around so you can, I'm just gonna probably put you in hyperdrive and put all the plug wires on and everything, try to get this thing as close as I can and put the radiator in and just go from there. Had a couple wires on the wrong terminals and everything. I just wrote it down right here. You can find them online. Pretty easy to find online, so I don't even bother remembering or anything like that what it is because I can look it up on the phone. So I got those hooked up. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the radiator in. And I'm not gonna bore you with that. It's a radiator. It just pops in. I do have some oil cooling lines that need to hook up to it. I have some transmission lines that I need to hook up to it. I do not have the transmission lines yet. Oh, maybe I want to wait till I have the transmission lines to put the radiator in case I have to put the hard lines in through the grill or through the front there. I don't know. We'll figure it out sooner or later. I'll bring you back. It's time to see if this truck will fire off. I'm not gonna have it idle or anything like that. I just want to make sure it fires. As you can tell, I got so much stuff missing that I don't even have fuel lines hooked up or anything, so it's not gonna stay running for long. Let me grab some brake fluid or something to shoot in there. Shoot a little stuff in there and see what comes from it. Oh, whoops. Helps if I hook up the battery. Oh. At least this way I'll know if I want to continue on doing what I'm doing, or if I'm going to have to put another motor in it or something like that. Okay, she's gonna run. I guess I can go ahead and finish hooking everything else up to it and get her going. I've definitely not put a video out in a while. I apologize for that. I've had a lot of issues going on with this and kind of lost the drive for a little bit there, but I got a new radiator for it. Got some issues with that. I got some other stuff that I got for it, and I'm having issues with that. Just trying to adapt and make everything work. So I told you guys that the next video would have it running. You just heard it fire off, or run, I guess. I consider it running with that firing off like that. But I can't have it idle or anything because I don't have the oil cooler lines hooked up. I don't have transmission lines hooked up or on there yet. I don't have any fuel lines on it yet. Had to order fuel lines, and even those are different, even though I ordered them for this truck and everything. Everything seems to be a little different, a little off. Got to be, you know, modified a little bit or something like that. It's what it is when it comes to, you know, working on these older vehicles. Well, not real old, but older vehicles. But I just want to say thank you for watching. Please subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one, and God bless. Thank you.